Yeah, good day, everyone. Let's try to answer all these questions. And this is a question paper from Eastern Cape, November 2022, grade 11. Okay, remember last week, or let me say, is it during this week? I taught you the sine rule, the cosine rule, and the area rule, right? So now we need to answer all these three questions here. So before you can answer all these questions, you need to read the statement that we are given. Okay, so study the diagram below and then answer the question that follow. You are given TQR, which is 90 degrees, QSP 40 degrees, SRP is 29 degrees, QS equals to 30 meters, and SR is equals to 10 meters. So this is your 30 meters here, and 40 degrees as well, and 29 degrees, and 10 meters as well. So it is also given that TQP it is equals to theta. This angle here it's theta, and then we know that our TQR it is equals to 90 degrees. So it means that Q1 and theta, these are complementary angles, they add up to 90 degrees. Okay, so let's check first question here. 7.1. Give a reason why P1 it is equals to 11 degrees. Okay, so let's check P1. Let's come here and check our P1. Our P1 is this angle right here. So the reason for this P1, which is equals to 11 degrees, it is because 40 it is equal to sum of the two opposite interior angles. So the interior angles that I'm talking about is 29 and P1. Okay, so whenever you say 40 it is equals to 40 it is equals to, let me just write it down so that you guys can understand what I'm trying to say here. Actually, you were not requested to calculate, but to write a reason. So let me calculate first. So it's 40, which is equals to 29 plus P1. Okay. So this is an exterior angle of what? Of a triangle. It's an exterior angle of a triangle. The reason that you need to write here. Okay. So whenever you calculate P1, your P1 it will be equals to 40 minus 29, which is equals to 11 degrees. So this 11 degrees is the one that you were given here, but they needed a reason. So the reason for this P1, which is equals to 11 degrees, is exterior angle of a triangle. Thank you very much. Let's move to 7.2. Calculate the length of PS. Let's calculate the length of PS here. The length of PS. Now we know that this angle here it is 11 degrees. So with regard to sine rule, we know that whenever you are given two angles and one side opposite one of the two angles, it means you can use sine rule. Okay, so now you are going to say the sin of 11 degrees divided by 10 meters, the opposite side of this angle, it is equals to the sin of 29 divided by the PS that we are looking for. Okay, we are looking for this length here. So we focus in triangle PSR. Triangle PSR. So this is what I'm doing with regard to sine rule. Sine 11 degrees divided by 10, it is equals to sine 29 degrees divided by PS. So now when you do the cross multiplication, your PS will be equals to the 10 sin 29 divided by sin 11 degrees. So whenever you use your calculator, this will be 10 sin 29 divided by the sin of 11 degrees. Therefore, the answer here is 25,42. So it's 25,42 You have rounded off to two decimal places. Okay, so it's 4,2 meters. 25,42 meters. Okay, let's move to not comma 2 but comma 1. Sorry for that. Okay, sorry for that, it's comma 1. So let's move to 7.3. Our 7.3, they're saying determine the value of theta correct to the nearest degree. So we need to determine this theta. So before we can determine this theta, we need to know this Q1, angle Q1. And then we know that this is 25,41 meters for PS. So in this triangle PQS, we are given this angle, we know this angle, and then we know the length of PS and the length of QS. So therefore this 40 degrees, it's your included angle. So whenever you have the included angle, you know that you need to apply the cosine rule to determine the length of PQ, so that you can be able to determine the angle of Q1. And then from Q1 now you can use the complementary angles to determine angle of theta. So let's determine a PQ first. So here you are going to say our PQ it is equals to the square root of 30 squared plus 25,41 squared minus 2 times 30 times 25,41 multiplied by the cos of 40 degrees, the one that you are given here. Okay, so it's 25,41 and this is 30 meters. And then whenever you use your calculator, let's try to use our calculator. This is basically going to be 30 squared plus 25,41 squared minus 2 times 30 times 25,41 multiplied by cos of 40 degrees. So here the answer will be 19,44 meters. We have rounded these to 2 decimal places. Okay, so now we know that this is our 19,44 meters. Okay, it means now since you have this angle, we know that PQ it's 19,44, PS is 25,41, and then we know that the angle PSQ here it's 40 degrees. Therefore we can use sine rule. So our sine rule, it will be sine 40 degrees divided by 19,44 degrees, which is equals to the sin of Q1, angle Q1 divided by 25,41. So therefore our angle Q1 here, it will be equals to the arc sine what? It's arc sine 25,41 multiplied by the sin of 40 degrees divided by 19,44. So here now you can say our arc sine 25,41 multiplied by the sin of 40 degrees divided by 19,44. So now when you press equals 2, you are getting 57,16. So it's 57,16 degrees. Okay, so now we know that this is 57,1 degrees. It means now you can be able to determine angle theta, since I said that we're told that TQR, it's equals to 90 degrees. So these are complementary angles. Therefore, you can say your angle of theta, it is equals to 90 minus 57,16, which is equals to, so when you use your calculator, 90 minus 57,16, this will give you 32. Okay, so it's 32,84, 32,84 degrees. Therefore, you are done. Thank you very much, guys. Just go through my video, or you can just pause the video. You try to attempt these 3 questions on your own, and do not forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you very much. Teacher MD loves you.